everybody? It's the Pope Elijah Burke, and I want you to tune in whenever you can to make sure that you're listening to Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast with Adam and Fiona.
Go. Welcome back to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. It is another NWA Spotlight show. Before we introduce my guest, I always need to introduce my co-host. We're literally, at time of recording, not long finished, night one of NWA 77. It's Miss Fiona Lochran and Kat. Evening,
And
Fee, and evening,
Kat,
Kat.
always hiding in the corner. He likes to be a little bit centre of attention sometimes.
He does take centre of attention on the podcast. I would say to our guest, good afternoon or good evening, but I think the best way to introduce our guest is quite simple. AHOO! It is the other half of the Crockett Cup 2025 winners and, well, soon to be going for the NWA Tag Team Championships with his team partner, Odison. It is the man himself, Kratos. How are you?
Thank you guys for having me. Glad we could finally make it happen, man. Thank you guys so much.
No, you're
Good
very
to
welcome.
have you.
Yeah, definitely good to have you. Well, first things first, as we said to Odison when we had him on, congratulations. You got the T-shirt there, Crockett Cup 2025 winners. After heartbreak last year in the final, this year you managed to do it. Did it feel fitting this year that the Immortals finally got the job done?
Well, of course it did. It's just, of course, yeah. Last year we came up a little short, and it is what it is. We're not going to rehash that, but this year was, I wouldn't say a long time coming, but it was our time, and we've been in NWA for a long time, and we've both been grinding at this profession for a long time, and it was just our time, man, and we trained hard for it, and training and everything, and it worked out well for us, as you can see.
We were talking to Odinson when he was on earlier, and we were just saying it's a shame that you don't get to keep the cup or you don't have a replica one. I think we need to speak to the powers that be about that for you guys, because I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful trophy. I've had the pleasure of seeing it in person a few years back. I think it would look nice on your fireplace or on a
I was just
somewhere.
You in my head. I was just about to say that it would look perfect right there, just right there. So Billy, come on.
Sort it out.
Indeed, sort it out, indeed. But it is one of the most, I mean, look, the Crockett Cup we know is like a prestige. It is like a championship in many ways. There's a lineage and a legacy behind it. I mean, Fee, you was out there when the Briscoes won it. And it's just, I suppose it's in a shame in a way that they can't do like I don't know, which is going to bring me on to a question that they couldn't necessarily do the Crockett Cup of previous winners. I think that would be good. But Kratos, I'm going to go straight in with a question I actually thought of on my drive home from work this morning. And normally I say things like, oh, who's your Mount Washmore? What's your dream match? But I'm going to give you an opportunity to do a Crockett Cup of, so you got the Immortals in there. Pick 5 other teams, past or present, to join you in an all-star Crockett Cup competition. Who would you choose?
Oh, right off the bat, it'd be LOD.
Yeah. Definitely.
There'd be number one. Yep. Well, I mean, you put me on the spot, huh? Here we go. I'd have to say, LOD, Sting, and Luger. Maybe. Recent, I'd probably say Brody and PCO, just because I personally know Brody, and we've been at war with each other, and PCO is just similar to an immortal. He just doesn't die. So that would be great. And that's
great.
Trevor and Knox, of course, because every time we're in the ring with those guys, we beat the living crap out of each other. And probably the Briscoes, because the history and their style is similar, but they approach it differently, and just to bring back one of them would definitely be a special moment. So that would probably be right now my top 5 for sure.
There you
go. I'd have paid good money for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well and truly.
Definitely so. But look, go on.
No, I was going to say, you've mentioned quite a lot of kind of big guys there. Is that your kind of preference for tag wrestling? Do you prefer working wrestlers in similar size or build, or do you like the contrast with maybe smaller, more kind of, I was going to say athletic, but I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, but more kind of flippy guys? What's your kind of preference when you're wrestling a tag match?
It's always fun to go against bigger, mean guys, because then we can match that energy or beat it, and then we're just in for a fight. That's kind of like how me and Odinson approach everything. We just beat the hell out of everybody. So, but yeah, I wouldn't say I have a preference, but now that you say it, I guess it looks that way, right? But I just like going against guys in the ring that bring that what if, that reality to it. Like, okay, this looks like this is going to be a fight. So
Yeah.
that's kind of like how I like to approach it. And if we can convey that, then all the better, So I guess I do have a preference.
That's we don't we like that fee. We like those type of matches, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
In the NWA. Speaking of NWA, I think Fee, we was doing the Exodus Pro review Monday, and
Mhm.
you said a word that I think hits the NWA right on the head. So I'm going to ask
Okay.
Kratos if he agrees. Fiona come up with the word, and I think we was talking about the Rumble that they had
Now
there.
I'm
But
trying to remember what I said.
you said the word unique. And I said during that review that unique sums up the NWA in a one word perfectly because, and like I've already mentioned so many times on this show, what I like about the NWA is it does take it back to the old school times when a finish is a finish. There's no kickouts. There's no having to hit it 75,000 times during a match to do it. There's nothing like that. But you've got on top of that, you've got the unique blend of different forms of talent in there, which I prefer because it makes when you've got different styles. My biggest gripe over here, for argument's sake, Kratos with the British scene is I think it's too much the same. There isn't the variety or the uniqueness that the NWA does have. But going back to my question, Fiona says the NWA was unique. I could use that as a great methodology for it. Do you agree that the NWA does bring the uniqueness side out of wrestling?
Oh, absolutely, man. We can make a whole podcast on that alone. I agree. I was once told by someone very, 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 very great in the business, William Regal is, wrestling is a circus. You can't all be lions. You can't all be tigers. You can't, you got to have your variety and stuff. So I think NWA brings that. I think we have some of the best talent to be able to provide that for the consumer and for them to enjoy the show. You watch other promotions, and I agree with you. They have their styles, but NWA is unique. I think it brings back, what we like to say, wrestling how it should be done. It's a fight, and a drop kick could be a finish if it's executed properly. A suplex can be a finish. You're not seeing 5 DDTs in a match. You know what I mean? Like there's things that I think that the talent is learning, and myself as well, to build to a finish, to make something matter, and build characters that the crowd and fans can interact with and connect with. And I think that's very lost. I think character is something that we can talk about all day, but I think character is very, very important. I think NWA is very unique in that way that you have all types, you have all types walking around back there. So when they come through the curtain, you're definitely going to be entertained because it's going to be different. Everybody's different. So I agree. It's very, very unique.
Yeah, unique in a good way, definitely though. That's for sure. I
Oh,
agree with that because the different. You go from you to someone like an Alex Misery who's I mean, we've had him on and we're still having therapy from the session that we had with Alex because he's full on, but the character wise the same. But I mean, I was just saying about the uniqueness of the NWA. And how we were saying about the uniqueness, I was saying that one week we get an AT and a Rich Swan. Next week we'd get an Immortals versus Knox and Murdoch. Two different, totally different styles, but it's testament to what the NWA does, Fee, and the fact that we don't really get that elsewhere.
No, you don't. It's like Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors of ice cream. There is something for everyone. And I think with the current NWA product, the move to Roku, to try and get some more viewers in. I think for a new viewer, it's actually going to be really, really engaging because they're not going to sit and watch a 50, 45, 50-minute show with the same stuff. They're going to see three, four, however many matches, and every single one of them is going to have a different style of wrestling, a different character. And I think the newer viewers coming in are going to see something that they're going to resonate with and like, and it'll make them want to come back the following week to see what else is available.
Yeah, definitely. So, Chris, Fiona hit the nail and hit that. Roku, the big one, it's happened recently. Now, over here in the UK, Fiona's made no. Well, you've not been quiet about the fact that you've had issues. So this is the weird thing, right? We've both got exactly the same VPN, exactly the same one. I never have an issue watching NWA any week. The person that brought me into the NWA, Fee, sometimes can't watch it.
Can't watch it. It's crazy.
It is mad. But hey, this week it was fine. It worked perfectly. But
It did.
with Roku now, is there more of an importance from the roster? Like, hey, look, this is, we were always on the CW for a brief spell, but now this is like Roku. This is the permanent home. Did it bring the roster? Has it made it feel more exciting because of this deal from Roku's come onto the table?
Oh, 100%. And, to pull the curtain back a little bit, Billy likes to crack the whip. So, of course, there's pressure. But, pressure is a good thing, and that's what we thrive for as athletes, being able to have that pressure, being able to have a platform to perform and you have to execute. So I think being with Roku it is a big deal. I think everyone approaches that way. Me speaking for myself, I do, because it's huge. I mean, the amount of views that we're getting is insane and it's growing weekly. So it's not just testimony to myself. It's, testimony to all the talent that we have on the NWA, that everyone's doing their job. And the scary thing is that we're all getting better, and we're getting more opportunities. We're getting more eyes on us. And, it's just, we're growing as athletes and as characters. So I think NWA right now, unique is a very good word, but it's just, we're brewing something very, very special, man. And it's not something that has a ceiling on it, not something that has a cap. It's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. And like I said, we just have the correct people in positions to do so. And with Billy, to tip my hat to that guy. I mean, that guy in the driver's seat, I mean, I'm 100% behind him. I mean, look at his background. Look what he's done with music. Look what he's done with his band. The drive that man has is insane, and I can't do nothing but support that and get behind it. So when I see that, it inspires me, and I think it fires up the athletes as well. And it's a really good time, not for us, but just for wrestling and just for the fans. It's a really, really good thing going on right now. So I'm very, very excited to be a part of it.
Yeah. It is a good thing, and it does open up those areas, because Roku does open up a new set of fans, like Fiona said, and like you both have said there. I mean, from that aspect, it must feel. I mean, I don't say you guys wasn't working hard before, but it does feel that ever since the move to Roku, it does feel like everything's kind of gone up another level. Whether that's in production, whether that's the introduction to more storyline stuff, and we've made a point about saying this on the podcast. What we've liked about Power, maybe since just before the Roku beginning, but definitely since the start, there has been a conveyance of storylines that has gone through. Like we've had the Cold Brief Isles thing that's been airing recently about someone's inherited $12 million and we don't know who it is. Oh, and we've had the Kenzie Hunter Carly situation, which is still kind of bubbling through. Go back sort of 18 months, we never really got that. We'd see the likes of you and Odinson one week, and it may be 6 weeks or so before we'd see you again. But now you've got the element of the storyline bits, which I think as a fan, for me, if I'm saying, I haven't seen someone in so long, and then they pop up and they're a part of a storyline, it's a good thing. But it's those small things that Billy has added to it that's made the NWA, I suppose, not grow in a sense, but more, I suppose, what's the word? Gel together, glued together, so to speak, shall we say?
It's a product that allows you to engage, and it allows you to connect. And that's the importance of what we preach backstage is, being able to be a character, being able to connect, because it's all in relations. We go back and forth, but it's all in relations to a movie. What's your favorite movie and why? It's because of the characters, because of the storyline. It's because of what they're projecting to the screen. So there's so many things to it, man. And I'm just saying, like, right now with the NWA, tip my hat and to pull back the curtain a little bit. You know, we have like Aaron, you know, guys like that are just, I mean, you're going to probably have to edit this out because I'm not going to really say this to his face, but you know, the guy's incredible, man. His mind is just, it's out of this world, and the psychology that he has and the way he's able to communicate to you so you can understand and you can convey it through your character is just, that guy is just a mind that is so beyond anything for wrestling. And I owe him a ton for my career. And I know I see him backstage with other talent as well. You know, and then you got Billy as well. You know, Billy's one of those he's entrenched with all of us. You know what I mean? So he's helping. He's definitely going to tell you when not to do something, you know what I mean? Or things like that. So it's almost like I don't want to pull the curtain back too much, but it's like a family. You know, we all want to see each other succeed, and families got problems with each other's, you know, so it's things like that. But like I said, yeah, man, I think we have the right people in places, and people are wanting to learn. And when we do exude that to them, they take it in and they apply it. And it's just given one hell of a product that I think is just, like I said, is just growing week by week.
Certainly.
You mentioned Aaron there. You're not the first person that we've spoken to who's raved about Aaron and his creativity and things like that. But going back to kind of your earlier days with the kind of current power incarnation of NWA, you tagged with Aaron for some time, didn't you? How was that experience? Was he so creative back then, or is this a kind of newer direction he's taken?
Well, that's kind of like me. I could, from my experience, is me coming in as a young kid, you know, like thinking I knew everything. So when Aaron would tell me something, I'd be like, okay, yeah, sure, dude. And then we'd go in the ring and it would exactly happen how he said it. And I'm like, damn it, you know, like, God, I was hoping you were wrong, but you're not. And it's just being able to tag with him and for him to tell me something and then watch it happen in the ring, it was able to click so much better. And then to actually stand on the apron and just have the best seat in the house on how he works and how it works, it was great. You know, we did it for a long time, and like I said, Aaron's the best. He's awesome.
He's going to get a big head if he keeps listening to all these podcasts.
Yeah, edit that part out.
Yeah, we'll edit that bit out. You mentioned Aaron, and this week on Power, he turned on BFT, which was quite a surprise to everybody, and aligned himself with my second favorite tag team after the Immortals, the Slime Balls. Which I find them great. I think, Fee, when we first come on, and we want to tip our hat bit to the Slime Balls, because when we first saw them, we were both very much like, is this just going to be a flash in the pan? We're not going to see him for a while. But these boys, and I'll call them boys because they're younger than me, so they're definitely boys. They come in, and it felt like week by week, every time that you saw them, as much as they're annoying, as much as they're crazy, they're just learning, probably from you guys as well. But it's people like that making the NWA tick even for the future. The Slime Balls, Colby Carino, people like that. But the Slime Balls are just because they're a tag team. They've come in and they're one of the ones that have just come in and seem to have taken the bull by the horn, so to speak, and just gone straight in and done really, really well for themselves.
Yes, I have a funny story about that. So I forgot what week it was. We wrestled them in Philly, so I forgot what week it aired. But
yeah,
I'm coming home from training and I'm walking down the hallway. And I hear the NWA theme. So my daughter watches wrestling 24/7, which is awesome. She sometimes keeps me in the loop. So I'm walking down the hallway and I'm like, man, it's kind of late. What's she doing watching NWA right now? So I didn't say anything. I let it go for like 5 minutes or so. I'm changing, getting ready to go to bed, and I can hear the Slime Balls entrance music. And I'm like, okay, she must be watching our match. So I know in my head, I'm like, okay, I know we're next. So she's going to watch our match. Like, then I hear the Slime Balls entrance music again. I'm like, okay. And I hear it again. I'm like, holy shit. Is she just playing the slime? So I open the door and she's dancing and loves the slime. She calls them the Slime Boys and just, you know, all this and that. So that's her favorite tag team. And I'm like, babe, you know we're next, right? And she's all, yeah, but you know, you're my dad. So I was like, oh my. So yeah, that's
brilliant.
That's a funny story because she loves them, and yeah,
They've grown
they're
on me.
fine balls.
I must admit they came the first time I saw them, I was kind of like, who are these guys? And it took me a little while to warm up to them, and now I'm like, okay, I get it. I understand.
Yeah, me too.
Slime Ball's a future guest on our podcast as well, by the way. We're going to have fun going down to Slime Ball City, and we'll find out if it's pretty when we get there in a couple of weeks' time.
Good luck.
But thanks. Yeah, might be another Alex misery where we go into therapy for a few weeks after being there. But slime balls are a product of the territories as well, which I want to hit on. We haven't seen the Immortals in. I mean, I don't know. We haven't specifically seen the Immortals in the territories. Yeah, is that something that you would like to do? Pop down to JCP and Crossfire and Exodus and wrestle some of the guys there?
Yeah, most definitely. That's one of the things we actually talked about this last trip we just had, is to kind of trying to make our way in there just a little bit to give guys opportunities, and to also just, there's guys that we want to wrestle. You know, I don't want to say, I don't know their name, but EC3 has these two guys there, and I think they're his champs. They're his
the main event, Gannon and Duke.
Jones Jr.
And I was just, when I saw them, I was like, I told Odinson, I was like, I think that'd be a good go. So that's definitely one of the guys. One of the things we have on our side is EC3 has a great thing going down there. All the territories do. So yeah, we're going to make our way down and do some things, hopefully, if it all works out. But yes, that was something we discussed, and we look forward to it.
It's funny you mention the Exodus champs, because we were talking about them on the podcast, saying we thought they would be a phenomenal addition to the tag team roster for NWA in general.
Yeah, they definitely got the look.
Yeah, well and truly, well and truly. Talking of looks, I saw your video in the run up to Samhain at the weekend of you making your own gear. So is this something you've been doing for a while?
No, actually, I was just looking at it one night when I was just up real late, and I was just like, just had a vision, and I was like, so I went in the shed and just started creating some stuff and doing some stuff. But I'll be honest, so I did it, and I painted, I did everything, every jewel, every rhinestone, everything, and I didn't freaking primer it. So when I traveled with it,
oh no,
and I folded it, I got to the hotel and unwrapped it, and I was like, it was a mess. But I ended up touching it up and making it work. But yeah, I gotta fix it. So that was just a rookie mistake on my part. But yeah, it was fun.
Lesson learned for next time.
Definitely learned.
Yellow has definitely been your signature look for quite some time now, hasn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Definitely. You mentioned Samhain, and I wanted to bring up. We're not, obviously, there's no spoilers. We don't even ourselves what happened actually yet on Samhain. It'll probably air on Roku at around Christmas time, like it did last year. I think that's kind of the plan. But we were looking at the card, me and you, Fee, and we saw names on it like Shotzi and people like that were coming. Does that kind of give anyone that says a fan that maybe like, oh, I'm not sure about the NWA, whether they're going to bring in these stars or whatever, when you see the Samhain card or the people that are on Samhain, and it's, as I said, the Shotzi Blackhearts, obviously Natalia come out and done a bit as well. Does that prove to say your average wrestling fan that maybe is a little bit thinking about it? Hey, look, we're still Rich Swann, for argument's sake, and AT put on a great match this week. But does it just show the average fan that, hey, look, we've still got, yes, we're unique, but we're still bringing in these bigger sort of independent names from across it, and they still want to come and join the NWA for these shows?
See, that's the thing too. I think it definitely brings more. Not more, but if so, just I would say more credibility to NWA, because you got these guys that they want to be a part of this. You know, they want to be there, and in being there, it's it just adds more credibility to our product, and it just lets the fans know that NWA we're climbing, man. We're here to stay. There's, like I said, there's something very, very special brewing here, and if people like that want to be a part of it, I think it just speaks volumes. Like the Good Brothers, for instance. That's another one, again, not to pull the curtain back, but who's not a fan of those guys? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I personally, they're down for me, one of the greatest of all time now. It's like those guys have been to every single promotion and been at the top of every single promotion. So to sit here and say that you're not a fan of that or admire that then I don't know what I probably wouldn't say what I feel on here, but but just to have those guys in the back locker room and you're looking around and it's just bringing so much more credibility to what we have, and it's really good. Again, Shotzi's the one that we came up together. You know what I mean? We came up in the Bay Area together. She climbed her way and clawed her way up to the top and been up there with the very best, and she's nowhere near done. So to have her back there again, the Good Brothers, Rich Swann, I've been around that guy forever, and outside the ring, what a stud and just cool ass human that guy is. I mean, it's just awesome, because every time we have something coming up, it's like, okay, who are we gonna bring now? Like, who are they bringing now? Like, this is cool, like, just, it's awesome. And it's good for guys like us and for guys in the locker room to get opportunity to work guys like that, because you're working with guys that made a lot of money at this, man, and know how to do it at the top level. So it's good.
And on top of that, obviously the colognes as well, and the Pope is back. We had the Pope on recently as well, which we're looking forward to. But speaking of the Good Brothers, I mean, look, and obviously there's a couple of others, because you've got new #1 contenders for the tag team championships after your match with Knox and Murdoch. Those are the colognes, and either yourselves or Knox and Murdoch down the line will be wrestling the colognes, and that's something a little bit different. You mentioned earlier on that you like the Mondos, the meatier guys in there, but the colognes will pose a different threat to whoever wins your match with Knox and Murdoch, because they are quite jacked, but they've still got a little bit of speed and the agility about them to cause a little bit of a problem for you guys.
Well, their approach is just, it's obvious they have the experience. They've been tagging together since they were 2. So they know each other. They don't even have to speak to each other, so in previous goes with them in the ring, it's very different. Otis and I got to be on our toes, because like I said, you can't teach that experience, and those guys again have been at the top competing with the very best. So when we're in there, we learn a lot, and we'll see what happens. But the colognes there's no reason to BS. They're a solid ass tag team too. So
yeah, we've got a lot of great tag teams in the NWA.
You and Odinson, you've been tagging together for quite some time now, so you've surely got into a pretty good groove of knowing now your kind of relationship and what each of you, where your strengths lie and things like that. I'm trying to think how long was it on Power you guys started working together, or had you worked previously as a tag team before that?
Previously, as a tag team, no. We've known each other before this, but just through the business and just through things like that. But working together, no, it all happened at NWA, and I personally, I couldn't be happier, man. So
you have a big shiny cup to prove how good the two of you are and how well the partnership's working.
I wish I could show you.
I know. Start it out, Billy.
And the other thing, we still need to bring up the deal maker, Danny Dills, here, because we're still waiting for the AHOO shirts to come out. Odison was saying there's potentially that in the pipeline when he was on here. And Deal Machine, come on. You got two buyers right here at one shirt.
So we just, well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I'm not sure if they're on the website yet. I want to say they are, but don't quote me. But we did get our sample ones, and Otis and I took pictures of them previously at this last show. So, and they look really, really cool, especially the one of him and I. Like, it's just like the detail on the shirt is insane. I was like, holy. And then they got the AHOO one too. So we're pretty stoked about that.
That's exciting. You've just made Adam very, very happy.
Yes,
he's been banging on shirts for a long time.
Yeah, I've been waiting for an NWA t-shirt, and then like finally, this may be a silly question, but where did the AHOO come from?
You know what? I knew that was going to come from you, and I was trying to think about it today. I don't even know what happened. I just yelled it one day. I just yelled it in a match one day. It's not something that I thought of and said, okay, this will be cool. I just yelled it, and I heard people chant it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's just one of those things that just happened. I wish I had a better story, but I just yelled it, and it caught, and now it's
a thing.
Yeah, so now it's awesome. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, I wish I had a more calculated answer, but
No,
it just happened one day, and I just said it, and oh wow, everybody's cheering it. This is pretty cool.
Sometimes that's the best way for things to happen.
Right?
If we ever go to an NWA thing together, Fee, we're going to hold up at AHOO. We're going to have a sign.
We'll have signs.
And I'm gonna come right to you guys.
Yeah, and I'll probably guess that because I had a little bit of a falling out with AJ Kazani, he'll probably rip it up on the way.
Probably.
Yeah,
He'll be all right. I got your back. You'll be good.
There you go. We're all good.
AJ. that will teach you to come and shit on my parade during my prediction program, Mr. Kazani.
There you go.
We're going to start to wrap up now, and I always give Fee the lot, and I always dread this, but you come up with some absolute brilliant questions, Fee.
No, let's do it. Let's go.
Course at the time. So, Fee, the final question of the show is yours. Go.
This one's really, really simple. I have a dinosaur tattoo on my leg.
Okay.
What is your favorite dinosaur?
Oh.
No one ever asks grown-ups what their favorite dinosaur is. They always ask little kids what dinosaurs they like. So as a grown-up, what is your favorite dinosaur?
Hey, you know what? Not even my daughter, I've never been asked that.
You probably never will again either.
We'll make it a t-shirt, a dinosaur. Man. Probably a T-Rex, I would say.
There you go, Fee.
I did say that. I said, I bet he says something angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what? Like what? What do you got? What did you think?
Well, no, that's what I was thinking. I was like, he's probably going to think of something quite angry and ferocious. So T-Rex was my first one to go to. My tattoo's a Brontosaurus, so I like the gentle one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I didn't answer the question when you said it, Fee, to be honest. But I mean, some of your questions, you asked Brandon Beretta if he could be any part of wrestling other than the wrestler, what would he be? And what did he say? Would he say the canvas?
He said he wanted to be the canvas because the action took place on the canvas and all eyes would be on him all the time. I was like, okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we'll give him that one. As we wrap up now, one last thing. Can you please punch Carson Drake next time? Because we say that he's got the most punchable face in wrestling. Not even just in the NWA, just in wrestling, that guy.
Just that, his face, and then when he laughs too. Or
that blink, or that bloody shuffle that he does.
It's like it like carves in your brain when you hear him laugh. You're like, dude, shut up.
Yeah, we agree on that. But guys, as we wrap up now, don't forget you can watch NWA on Roku if you are in the US, Canada, or Mexico. You can go on the Roku Sports. If you're not in there, like us in the UK, you can use a VPN in some cases, unless your name's Fiona. They will work every single week, but they will be available. So make sure you do, because you are missing out on some great shows. Before we wrap up, I just need to say who I've got coming up. So TNA tomorrow, tomorrow at the time of recording, it will go out when it goes out. I'll be joined by actually British talent, Fiona, going to be on there. Zaya Brookside I'll be speaking to tomorrow, which I'll be looking forward to. As part of that, we're also going to have someone, a big NWA fan from America is coming on the show as well. That's Jay from the Alliance blog, for those people that may know. We'll be seen on there. Fee, you've got a sold-out show on Saturday.
I have a sold-out show on Saturday and a close to sell-out show coming up on Friday as well, so that's good.
Excellent stuff. And we'll be looking out for any announcements from Inside the Ropes of 2026 with any luck soon. Kenny?
Yep. Better luck.
Let's have a look. Let's get some of that. But Kratos, it's been great. Hopefully, Kratos, the Immortals UK tour. What about that to end?
Let's go. Put me on a plane. Let's go. We're ready.
Let's go. They're ready.
I love that. And before we let you go, where can people find you on your socials as well?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram's all JR_Kratos. Follow me. Let's connect. Let's chat, support. Like I said, we can't do it without your guys' support. So it's awesome to have always the feedback and to be able to connect. So again, JR_Kratos. And to you guys, seriously, thank you so much for making this happen. I know it's been a while and we finally were able to. So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
And buy the shirts.
And I will
buy the shirts.
And I will punch Carson Drake for you, I promise.
Yes.
So we ended the show with Odison with the signature end off, which we have to do, Fee, and you've got to do it too. You know where we're going with this. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Good night, everybody.